It's on a fabulous Wednesday night. Beautiful, beautiful Wednesday night. Probably prettiest Wednesday night we've had in a long time. Of course,
many more to come.
It's supposed to get rainy and cold again this weekend, but right now it's beautiful, just like the food and the people here at Miller's Ale House. My name is Chuck Burge. We're here for the Owl Show with my co-host, Mr. Robert Kenny.
Hooty-hoo!
Hooty-hoo. And a hooty-hoo to everybody out there. We've had a very busy week at KSU, and we're going to have a couple of guests on. Carrick Martin. Carrick's a frequent guest, and we're going to have him on to talk about the spring football game from Friday night. And then we have the lovely and talented Miss Courtney Brown from the women's volleyball team at KSU, and she'll be joining us for the second part of the show.
You know, Courtney watched the show last week,
and she still came back.
And she came back. So I don't know. I don't know what that says for us, but or her probably more so. But.
Yeah, well, she texted me yesterday, told me how excited she was to be on the show. So that's really cool.
Absolutely.
Very, very excited. We have ATI, Adam, the intern, with us, and Adam's going to get us up to date on what's going on with KSU sports.
No.
Hooty-hoo to you, too, Major G. Krebs.
All right, so men's tennis played this week. They were 2-0. They beat Bellarmine and Austin Peay. Women's tennis was 1-1. They beat Eastern Kentucky and lost to Florida Gulf Coast. Baseball was 1-2 in a series against Liberty. Softball was 1-2 in a series against Jacksonville, and then they lost to Tennessee last night. Women's
the Tennessee?
Yes, the Tennessee University. Women's lacrosse lost to Queens, and women's golf was fourth in the ASUN Championship.
That's pretty cool. Fourth is a good spot. We need to have, I guess Tori's still playing, right? We need to get Tori back on, and I think she's through with her eligibility if she's through with the ASUN Championship. So we'll get Tori back on, and we'll see what she's doing. I can't wait for her to read the commercials again. That was one of my favorite things we've done all year.
She was fun.
Is having Tori read the commercials. You look like something you got to add, Robert.
No, I was just looking up some of the golf. You know, they had a great golf season. The girls did really well, and nothing but good things in the future.
Tee it up, baby.
Tee it high and watch it fly.
Tee it high and watch it fly. I like that. All right. Adam, you got anything else for us?
No.
Well, let's get Carrick over here then. Courtney, you can come over too and sit where you did last week if you like.
It's kind of like the catbird seat where she's just waiting.
Yeah. The on hoot circle, we'll call it. Yeah. Or the hoot deck circle or something. So it's too bad you couldn't make the football game Friday night. Nice to be out there. What are you doing, Adam?
Yeah, that sounded like you almost died with the microphone in your mouth. You should probably go like half a mile away.
Go back over to campus or something. Adam's coughing in our ears.
ATI.
Welcome back, Carrick. It's been a while since you've been here.
He's the mayor of
Thank you
Altown.
for having me.
Oh, you bet. We were just talking a little bit about the spring game. What were your thoughts?
Well, I was interested to see the new offense, and it performed very well.
Was it very unusual to see him not take a snap under center?
Yes, it was, and we didn't throw the ball as much as I thought we might, but we ran around end a lot, which is like the triple option, but we had some great talent at quarterbacks, all I can say.
Number 9, what's his name, Davis?
Yeah, he was good, and there was a number 5 that was really good, too.
That wasn't that wasn't Coach Bohannon's son.
No, Braden did good. He passed maybe a little more.
Yeah.
But he did a
lot
good
of
job
speed
passing.
out of the backfield.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the defense didn't play that bad. I mean, defense lost. So, from what I understand, all the offensive players got taken out to eat steaks.
Yeah, and the defense had to eat beanie weenies.
Did you provide that for them?
No, I did not.
Okay,
so.
just checking.
If you're 20, do you really hate it when they say, "Oh, you can eat beanie weenies"? I mean, I think the defense was probably happy anyway.
You know what I was eating when I was 20.
Good Lord, do not talk about that mustard and jelly sandwich.
That's exactly right, baby. That was some good stuff.
Is that what they served at Georgia Southern?
No, that's what I bought at Georgia Southern. Cheap jelly, cheap mustard,
He turned it
cheap
into
bread.
a South Georgia sensation.
Georgia,
Yeah.
turned it into a delicacy at Georgia Southern.
Was it like Mayhaw jelly or something?
Mayhaw, I don't remember. Piggly Wiggly jelly. That's all I remember. That's where we shop at the Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah.
I know. I was excited when you and I just talked for a minute, and they didn't do any snaps from under center.
Not one.
And you talk about what it's going to be like to move up to the next level. Well, all your centers have to be ready to snap it further, and anybody who might take the snap has to be ready. So I think that's great positive stuff.
And I think we had a clean snap almost every time.
Yeah, I don't
can
think
only
we
remember
had
one.
That was a
maybe
little
quasi.
wide. Yeah.
But it was very impressive. I was actually kind of stunned. I expected the offense to have some rough patches and not perform well since it's a new offense. But I did talk to one of the linemen. I saw him somewhere else, and he talked about how the blocking assignments are easier in this new offense.
Without the cut.
Yeah, they were able to pick it up and drive more straight ahead than what they'd previously done.
The cut blocking that you run for a triple option. Yeah.
Well, they talk about it all the time, especially around this time with NFL draft. There's a big difference between a run blocker and a pass blocker.
Absolutely.
One of them, I'm coming off the ball and I'm hitting you square in the chest. The other one, I'm taking a step backwards. So it's a lot. There's a lot of stuff for everybody to learn right now.
Yeah. I will say this: we did not televise that spring game. We didn't put it on ESPN Plus or
Why
YouTube.
let any other team see it?
That's it.
Exactly.
Why show them the new offense?
Yep.
I'm all good with that.
Yeah, I wonder if any other the coaches who weren't having their spring game showed up at the game. Probably not.
Probably not.
Because it's not really a conference game. It's all these bizarre colleges you're playing this year.
Yeah.
Tusculum and I think
Virginia Lynchburg
and Charleston Southern.
There will be some good games this year, though, and some good trips. If you want to go to Charleston, we're playing Charleston Southern.
I love Charleston.
I will say this: Huntsville, Texas, where Sam Houston State is.
That's down at almost the Mexico border, isn't it? Huntsville,
No,
South
that's near Houston.
Near Houston.
But it's only about a 2-hour drive from Waco, and you know what Waco has is Chip and Joanna.
And Baylor, mainly Baylor.
Chip and Joanna, because that's what I sold my wife on going to see the KSU playoff game was. Waco is close
to Magnolia.
So what is Chip and Joanna? It's new to me.
You've not seen Chip and Joanna on?
Come on, man.
Fix It Up?
Even I've seen it.
Yeah.
I don't watch TV. I listen to music.
So there's a show where a wife and husband rebuild old crappy houses in Waco.
Yeah.
It's Chip and Joanna.
Oh,
They've
cool.
done such a good job of it that they are now like the
media
the dawn
sensations.
of the
The
industry.
dawn?
Yeah. And so we went on our drive from San Antonio up to Dallas a couple years ago and stopped at it. I honestly, having never been in Waco before or since, I thought maybe the Rolling Stones were in concert that morning because I made this turn and all of a sudden it's like, why would there be 600 people in line for a bakery?
Yes, hundreds of people. The silos.
Yes,
That's
silos
really
right
cool.
there in Magnolia.
Yeah.
Chip is pretty funny. Joanna is the straight person. So
my Chip's pretty funny, but
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. The other thing I was just telling Carrick about, I don't think I've told you yet. One of the coolest things that happened at the football game Friday night, other than the game itself, was afterwards. Oh, well, they gave away the what? One player had died, and they gave away.
Ladarius Clarity
Yeah.
was a player, and he went home for the 4th of July break and got murdered.
Wow.
And he was a great kid. There were some other kids evidently that were maybe envious of how well he had done, and it was just kind of a crime of opportunity, is my understanding.
Well, that stinks. But they gave away that award, and they said they'll do that every
Terrell
spring
Paxton.
football game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what does the award signify?
It's the highest award for character in the
Character.
Yeah.
in the football program.
In the football program. And, we had Travis Bell on last week, and I don't think you were here.
No.
But do you know him at all?
No, I don't. I just know he might be drafted.
He went to visit the Bears this past Monday, and I meant to text him and see how it went. He had an official visit with the Bears,
Wow.
which is really cool. So he says, I should have texted him. I don't know why I didn't do that. But he feels like he's going to get drafted. So
Oh, good.
he said he doesn't want to be near a TV.
He's a very hopeful and humble man.
Very, very humble guy. Great guy.
And one of our first guests on the show, Darnell Holland, is playing in the USFL or the XFL. What do they call it?
USFL.
really?
That's a USFL.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. So Abasoya, do you remember Abasoya?
Mm-hmm.
I sat next to him at the football game the other day.
Okay.
And
Did you practice saying his name before tonight? After
No.
you sat with him? Okay.
No, because I didn't remember, to be honest. Because him and some other guy, and I said, yeah, you guys look like football players. He said, yeah, we play football. I said, well, I do the sports talk show. He said, yeah, I was on your show.
Yeah. I was your third.
Oh, okay.
I think I was your third guest ever.
Yeah, so that was a long time ago. Hard to believe we've been on 8 months now. But
I know.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was telling Carrick earlier that unfortunately I had to go to the funeral Saturday, but I had 3 or 4 friends come up to me and say, man, I love your show. That's well good. We didn't know anybody was watching. That's fantastic. So it's always good to get news like that. But the coolest thing that happened outside of football on Friday night and the award was It was Will's birthday.
Nice.
Will Renfro. And after the game, all the players sang happy birthday to Will
Oh, that's nice.
while he was up in the seats. Garrett told me about it. And so I went over and sat right behind Will, and so where he couldn't see me. And then when they all started singing, we let him know we were there. So,
That's very cool.
yeah, but Will's such a genuine guy, and he's in Montana. I hope he gets to watch this at some point in time. But he actually tailgated, and he cooked for everybody on his birthday. And everybody was trying to pay him. He
That's
said,
who
no,
he is.
no, that's who I am. So God bless Will. That's very, very cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what else do we need to know about football, Carrick?
It's just the slow season now, and they will be working out and doing self practices.
Yeah, they cannot touch a football between now and August 1st, isn't that right?
Not officially, but they can work out with each other and do it.
Yeah, that's what Travis told
Can't
us.
touch a football if a coach is
Is
within
present,
vision or
yeah.
something.
So Cole was very good last week, too. We had him
Good.
on, too. Cole
Good.
talked a little about what spring was like, and wasn't as pressured or anything as fall practice, but, again, how much important it was this year because we're going to a new offense, and they got to do that. So
All 3 players that were here last week, including Cole's brother,
Hey.
were all missing the fact that they were not playing football on Friday. They all enjoyed it.
Good.
yeah, did you see Cole Friday night?
I saw Cade Friday night. I
As his
called
brother,
him
yeah.
Cole,
Yeah.
and I had to apologize via text. But yes, I did see Cade, and anyway,
That's
it was quite fun. Friday night, nice weather, didn't rain much, and
A little sprinkle, but it
Yeah.
wasn't bad. Let's get one more commercial. Get a commercial out of the way. Then we got one other thing we want to talk about before we get Courtney on here.
Supreme Lending was founded in 1999 with one goal in mind, to improve the mortgage process. Since then, we've been doing just that. Here we deliver exceptional service and some of the fastest turn times in the industry. Our team will stay in touch with you throughout the process and get your home closed quickly and conveniently. Whether you are buying or refinancing, our goal is to have your loan clear to close in 30 days or less so that you can focus on all the other things. Whether it's your first mortgage or your 1,000th, make it Supreme. Find us on the web at alvinjameson.com or give us a call at 865-357-6500.
You're getting really good at that. You know. Have you
do.
got it memorized yet?
I do not have it memorized, but I tell you, if I mess up just one little word, I'm killing myself for it the rest of the time. So it's a good time.
No, you did great. You did great. And we thank you, Alvin, for being a sponsor. Now, Carrick had shared a story with me about one of our fans from the show is in Europe. Is she already left?
No, Jan Wilson is well known among KSU fans. Avid supporter. She is at the baseball game right now, but she is leaving, I think, Friday night to go to Europe for a week plus, to go to London and Paris. And Jan is a woman that might have an opinion.
I like the way you just started that. Jane
Might.
is a woman.
That might have an opinion. I'm a little worried about possible international incidences that we may have to bail her out somehow. So, I'm trying to think of what those might be.
Well, the guy at the front door, Alex, his dad's getting ready to go to Italy and Greece, and we're kind of worried about the same thing.
Okay.
But Jan is here all the time. She is a super fan who just refuses to sit at the end of this table. We've bribed, we've begged, and she just likes to mock us from over there, but we like her.
Mocked from a distance.
I hear she's taking some Rust-Oleum and is going to try to paint the Eiffel Tower.
Wow.
That might be incident number one.
I could see Jan doing like Chevy Chase did in European Vacation, getting stuck on Piccadilly Circle and not knowing where to get off, and just bleep, bleep, get off my bleep, bleep, and that would be interesting.
Wouldn't it be interesting to see Jan drive in a car with the steering wheel on the other side of the car?
And on the other side of the road.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be.
Yes. So that's probably number two.
You know, somebody who's as young as somebody like ATI, who has only been driving for a handful of years to begin with, that's one thing. I don't think anybody who's like over 50 who's never driven out of this country should be allowed to drive a car on the wrong side of the road because you're not used to it. You know, you're like, oh, I'm kind of tired. You know, it's not good. It's not good.
The third thing I'm worried about is, you know, Jan was in charge of mail services at KSU for a number of years before she retired. I'm afraid she might tell the British post office or the French post office how they should do things.
I know what the French would tell her back.
Oui, oui.
Not in the mail truck. No.
Do you speak French? No.
Parlez-vous français? Yeah. I just keep harkening about because I haven't been to Europe, so I can't talk too much. But all of my knowledge is from European Vacation.
The Griswolds.
When they knock over Stonehenge.
She might do that.
I can see Jan doing that. Yeah.
You know, I spent a whole half day in Paris one time.
Did you?
Whole half day.
That's pretty
And
impressive.
we went on a cruise down the Seine, and there was
That must have been insane.
a seasoned woman like Jan sunbathing topless on the banks of the Seine. So you never know what Jan might do.
Is Lisa going with her?
No.
No?
Jan's going with another friend. So
Okay.
Lisa is a crazy one, but she's not that crazy.
yeah.
No, Lisa will be on the show. She's been on the show before.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm taking a law and ethics class, so you know if she gets in any international trouble, it has to be in communication law. But you know,
I'm sure she'll know how to communicate with all of them.
I'm
Maybe not
sure
properly.
we will share that information with her, Adam. Do you have a card? And isn't it illegal to practice law without a license?
I didn't say I practiced law.
Oh, okay.
He practices.
He's kind of like my
practicing.
cousin Vinny. He just dabbles a little.
Yeah.
Do you know what a ute is?
Yeah. A ute?
Well, I guess third time was the charm for me. For me, it wasn't. Took the bar 6 times.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Vincent Gambini.
we wish Jan a merry trip to
Absolutely.
the old place.
Yeah. Is she swimming over or is she taking a plane?
She's probably swimming.
Yeah. I can see Jan doing that.
You know what I think we should promote from now on for any of our guests who have ever done something is to send us a picture of you in a foreign land with your KSU gear on, and we'd like to throw it on the website just to back you up as an international KSU fan.
That is a fantastic idea.
I love
we
that.
will, we
Jan
need
can
to
be
communicate.
numero uno.
We
Yeah.
still need to get something to get everybody to sign.
And
when
we
they're on
need
the show.
Will to do that in Kalispell, Montana, wherever he is, where the lakes are still frozen.
No, absolutely. It should be done no matter where you travel
Yeah.
to, but especially abroad. Since
So, Will Renfro, if you're listening, we need a picture of you in your KSU gears
And Charlie.
in Charlie in Kalispell in front of some recognizable landmark.
There
don't
are
even know
no
where the- I was
recognizable
gonna say, I don't know
landmarks
where
in
the hills-
Kalispell, Montana.
I don't know where the city is, much less any
I
recognized
don't think that's
landmark.
where the is that where the bus station is from Yellowstone?
Maybe so.
You
Maybe
know,
so.
Oh, another TV show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch that. So, yeah. TV is not my forte.
Well,
Yeah,
if
he
you-
listens
if-
to music.
If you if
Do
you
I listen to music?
if you mess up on the Yellowstone farm, you get taken to the bus station. And let me just say, there's no buses at the bus station.
I don't want to go to the bus station.
Nobody wants to go to the bus station.
Nobody wants to go to the bus
Speaking of that, did you know KSU bought the bus station in Marietta and it is no more?
You're talking about on South Marietta across
South
close
Marietta
by
at
Life
Cobb
Line?
Parkway, it is no more.
Wow.
They took it out.
Took it out.
Oh, so how far do they buy? All the way up to like the Dunkin' Donuts there?
No, just that one.
What
plot.
are they? What are they?
So no
thinking about?
CCT there anymore, right?
Well, I don't think CCT went there. It was at that little small space parcel. So
Oh, you're talking right at the
Yeah.
right at 41.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking back up towards Fairground.
no,
Okay,
So what are they going to do with that?
I think they're just going to use it to beautify and give it a little more visibility to the campus.
Nice.
That's my guess.
You know what? That used to be there, right? Used to be a drive-in theater. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Many years ago. But you didn't know that.
Did you
did
ever
you?
take a date
I did
there?
not.
Huh?
Did you ever take a date there?
No, but my mom and dad saw a movie there the night before I was born,
Oh,
and my mom got my middle name from the character that was in that movie.
okay.
Yeah, so
And what's your middle name, Chuck?
Miles.
No, not the French Connection.
I don't know what the movie
Chuck,
was.
Chuck was born before the French Connection.
Way before the French Connection.
This
That
is
was-
true.
That was Gene Hackman, right?
Yeah.
French
Yeah,
Connection.
Adam doesn't know that one either. So.
French Connection? I've heard of it.
Yeah,
Just like I've heard of Sandy Koufax.
Koufax, yes.
yeah, and he's the same age as Jim Otto, and you didn't have a clue who Jim
Yeah.
Otto was.
00.
0-0 Oakland Raiders.
Being the greatest Jewish pitcher of all time does not quite bring
Boy.
you into Jim Otto's 0-0 standard.
Yeah. He was a great pitcher.
He was probably the greatest pitcher.
How about George Blanda? Do you know George Blanda?
I've heard of him.
Yeah. He was Jim Otto's teammate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was everybody's teammate because he
Everybody.
played until he was like 90.
106.
So I think literally he was 50.
Yeah, he would no. I think he was
He was
actually in the
50.
60s.
Was he?
I think he signed like a 2-day contract when he was in the 60s. Played for the Raiders.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, crazy.
Well, Carrick, thanks for keeping us up to date, buddy.
Basketball signed 5 players.
Yeah.
So I don't know if y'all talked about that last week or not. But
We did not, but
We
you know
talked
what?
about 3, but we didn't name them.
Yeah.
We just said that Petway had already signed 3 players.
And then, much to our surprise, when we decided to try to leave after the Owl show, we had the head coach sitting here with us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It was pretty amazing. I think, when you accidentally walk into a situation like that, he'll never accidentally do it ever again because he knows where we are at this point. But we look forward to having Coach Petway on the show soon.
Yes.
He said
great
as
guy.
soon as he got broken in, 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm trying to look up his assistant's name, Dan McDonald.
Yes.
And Dan went to
KSU.
no, but he went to Harrison High School too.
Oh.
Yeah, graduated with Steve
local.
Pearson's kids
Yeah.
at Harrison, so that was really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, buddy.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate you being on. Let's get another commercial out of the way, and we'll bring our esteemed guest on here.
Absolutely. Modern Image is a locally owned document and photograph scanning company that helps clients secure and use paper files and photos. Whether it's important business files or sentimental family photos and videos, Modern Image is dedicated to helping clients solve problems around paper. Go Owls.
Go Owls. There you go. And
Speaking about Go Owls,
Speaking about, hey, Courtney. Everybody welcome Courtney Brown with a big hooty hoo. Courtney, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're
If I was
awesome.
any better, I'd be Courtney Brown.
you'd have to be a lot better to be Courtney Brown.
There's a lot better. So, welcome to the show. Courtney was here last week and watched us interview Travis. We let her on the headphones so she could hear what was going on. And
she still decided to come
and
back.
she still came back. That blows me away.
She's either the kindest person in the world or, I'm just going to go with the kindest person in the world.
Yeah. Did you have fun last week?
I did.
Yeah.
Actually, me and Travis are both from Alabama.
Oh, really?
Little
Let's
kid.
get your mic a little bit closer.
Yeah, and so I talked to him right after he got off, and I was like, good luck and everything, because, like, Alabama is just not the place for pro sports at all.
No,
so.
no, not at
it's
all.
not.
Now, I'm glad. That's a great lead-in. She might have this job before long. Yes, he was from Montgomery, but you yourself, you're from Birmingham. So I have a question for you.
Okay.
So if you were writing the screenplay for the new version of Mean Girls, where would the Mean Girls come from? Would it be Woodlawn, Carver, or Huffman?
Definitely Woodlawn.
Woodlawn?
Definitely, yeah.
So these are the 7 schools in downtown Birmingham. You went to Ramsey,
Yes.
and Ramsey's a magnet school, right?
Oh, yeah, I had to test to get in there.
Yeah, and that's pretty awesome. So why KSU? What brought you here?
Oh, wow. So I started playing club volleyball very late after COVID. And,
So you did not play volleyball before COVID?
well, I played in high school.
Okay.
But I did not play club, which is like the level you need to get to college.
Okay.
Like the
So-
AAU basketball, something
think
like
so.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. And the director at my club is really good friends with Keith. And so he came and watched me practice, and it just went from there. And I came up here, and I loved it, and I committed on the day I came. Yeah.
Atlanta's a little bit different from Birmingham.
Yeah, a lot different. The traffic is a lot better in Birmingham.
Yeah. But although the roads, all the roads in Birmingham are like this, our roads are a little smoother.
Some of them. Yeah. So did you have any other colleges approach you or?
Maybe a D2 or NAI, but I wasn't really looking for that. So I just went with what I had, and I loved KSU when I got here. So.
When did you first play volleyball?
7th grade.
7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And did you play with Laura Chastain?
No, but
Lauren, right?
Yeah, Lauren.
Yeah.
My high school did play against her.
Yeah, because she's another Alabama person.
Oh yeah, she's down in
Baymonette.
Mobile.
Yeah.
But she moved to our our area the year that I graduated.
Oh,
So,
did she really?
Yeah, the next year they played each other at the schools, and I was like, that would have been so fun. But she's a lot older than me, so.
Oh, is she?
She's like 4 years older than me, so we probably wouldn't have played.
She has the craziest stat I've ever heard from out of any player. Do you know how many state titles she won in high school?
They have won at least 17
No, her herself. How many? Well, you would think 4 would be the most. Only she made the team in 7th grade, so she actually won 6 titles in high school. It's like, how is that possible? But
she is insane. Lauren, I really like her, and I haven't even played with her.
She was our first volleyball player we had. You're the second. So, how about that?
I like that.
And you're going to hook us up with some others, right?
I will,
absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Cool. So, we talk about this all the time. If somebody gives $500 to Alabama or Georgia Tech, doesn't mean anything. Give $500 to KSU means something, Yeah. It's a great school. It's grown so much in my lifetime. But hey, how many people were in your high school? Do you remember?
At least like 200 maybe.
Oh, wow.
Or
In
like
your
my
class?
class?
Yeah.
Maybe a little less.
Yeah. So how was that transition from 200 people to 43,000?
I guess it's still the same because I'm still an athlete. So like I knew people coming in just because of being an athlete, and that's how it was in high school. So when you're an athlete your whole life, you just know people.
Well, and it's got to be easier when you travel 3 hours to come to school, and you know that you're going to be accepted by a group of girls that maybe you've never met, but they all have that same goal in mind, and they're on the volleyball team. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah, those are like my little besties. Love those guys.
So you're a sophomore, is that right?
Freshman.
You just started the fun.
Very true, but hey, the fun, it started long before I got here, and I just joined in.
Yeah, we've had Coach Keith on the show too. Fantastic guy. My favorite memory of Coach Keith is I was at Carrick had given me some really good seats for a basketball game, and saw Keith up in the walking to the concession stand or something. He grabs me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, who do I need to know to get those seats?" I said, "Well, I guess you got to talk to Carrick."
Mr. Krebs.
Mr. Crab, yeah. So that's funny.
Let me ask you this question. I used to make fun of. I heard something a long time ago about somebody named Michael Vick. You probably don't remember him a whole bunch.
Yes, I know who Michael Vick is.
But the thing about Michael Vick was they said, how does Michael Vick become a quarterback? And the joke was that he becomes a quarterback because his coach put him at the wrong position when he was in 7th grade. And my question for you: you've been playing volleyball your whole life. When do they decide, are you a setter, a blocker, or an outside hitter? Or is that something that is up for debate? Like, right now you're currently, I believe, listed as a setter. Mm-hmm. But you can probably jump out of the gym in front of most people. So is there a chance that you're working to be something else, or is a setter what you want to be?
I love setting. So I think I'm going to stay with setting. Yeah, my knees is not giving middle blocker at all. And or defensive specialist. Setting is like the best thing because you get to run all over the place. You're on the court all the time. You get to make the calls, make the plays. You're a leader. It's like the quarterback of the volleyball team, honestly.
Sure. Now, so middle blocker, you basically just have to be born a little taller to qualify for that position to start out with?
Yeah, or jumping out the park.
Or jumping out of the gym?
Yeah.
And
Carrick's dancing over there. You don't
Quick hands.
quick hands.
Oh yeah. You gotta be real fast. You gotta be able to read eye sequence. Is everything.
So the one thing that always blows me away with your position, and I never really thought about it, but you're absolutely right. Of course she's right. It's her sport. That you are kind of the floor general, and you are deciding how the play is going to go. One of my most interesting things I can watch on TV is a setter, and they hit the ball up, and there's two hitters, and it goes over the one's head, but you can't tell that on TV. I think you're lining it up for this person. So how often do you practice such a thing like that where, there's multiple people and you're setting it to the back one, not the front one?
Every day.
Every day.
And since we're in spring and off season, me and our other setter, Lou, we go over sequences or just getting one ball into one location for an hour. So we touch maybe 1,000 balls every day. Probably more than that, honestly.
That's a lot of volleyballs.
Yeah.
So do you have a barrel or something and you just hit the thing and we see if it lands in there, or you're just going for a general area on the court?
We have 2 targets,
Okay.
Benton and Rosie. We named them.
Nice.
So.
Where'd the names come from?
I have no idea. You have to ask them because they were there before I got
They were named
Benton
before
and
you
Rosie
showed
were
up.
pre-named.
We have a new one, Billy. He's a little target. Just what you were talking about, we set over him to get it all the way out to the pin.
I gotcha.
And we got to name that one, so that was fun.
And how did he become Billy?
Well, he kind of looked like a bull because he's like a U shape, and it's like a long stick in a box. So I was like, Billy the Bull sounds pretty nice.
Billy the Bull.
And we just went with it.
There you go.
How did what does a typical volleyball practice look like?
We get there. I get there an hour early for rehab. We get our stuff on. We play a quick little warm-up drill, 3 versus 3. We're just playing around till we get warm. Then we do a real drill, usually like 4v4 or something of that sort. Then we stretch, warm up, and then we might split off into positionals for a little while, and then we'll end with component stuff and a little 6-on-6 competition.
So you do separate training, setters, blockers, and then try to bring it all back?
Yeah, depends on the day. Sometimes setters are alone or with passers or with pins. Sometimes the middles are by themselves or with the setters. So it just depends on what they want to work on each day.
And everybody practices serving all the time, right?
Yeah, serving. I have to say, that's my least favorite thing.
Overhand? Everybody serves overhand now, right?
Yeah. I hope so in college. I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah, we work on serving, not as much as you would think, but we're a pretty consistent serving team, I'll say. So,
Right.
yeah.
Well, you never know. You could be serving. They bring you in for one thing, and then you're in that position 4 points later or something.
So true, yeah. That happened to actually one of my teammates, Maggie. She's a pin hitter, and she went back and served and ended up serving for a while, playing middle back, and she doesn't even play back row right now. So I was like, okay, Maggie.
Anything can happen.
Might be a libero next. Never know.
So what is a pin hitter?
Just a hitter that stays on the outside. So the outside hitter or the right side hitter is both classified as the pin hitter because they're hitting on the very end of the net. And then the hitter in the middle is just the middle blocker.
Middle blocker. So the sets are more for the pin hitters?
Well, they get majority of them depending on if we're in systems. So, yeah, I would say so.
How many different plays do you have?
I'll say we're not the biggest play team, but I make different sequences play by play, depending on if
Well, you can't
have
ever dictate where the other team's going to hit the ball, right?
I mean, unless watching film helps, but yeah, you never know because things change. As soon as you get there, they might run something completely different.
Well, and I mean, once again, not being a volleyball guy, but those outside pin hitters, they get to go to the exact same spot every time. Whoever's diving to get the dig to keep the point going, you have to go wherever that ball goes, and that's it's all on that play. So yours is a fast 3 steps and then a lot of muscle memory that just kind of gets the ball where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, a lot of practice is what I call that.
Yeah, I bet.
You do more bump like that, or you do more 2 hands?
2 hands,
Do ya?
sure.
Yeah.
Bumping is like a out of system, last minute thing. Coach hates when I do it, so I try to get my hand on every ball if I can.
Just because you don't know as well where it's going if you're doing this as opposed to that, right?
My hands are more consistent, so yeah.
See your hands. You got big hands?
Coach says I do. I don't know.
Coach
Y'all,
says I do.
Co-
y'all tell me.
I would never tell a young lady she had big hands. They look fine.
Yeah, you got good hands, so that's fun. When we had Lauren on the show, we actually got in touch with her high school coach.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, and she called in during the show. That was kind of cool. Oh, Sean almost knocked over our light there. Did your high school coach have a lot of input as to where you were going to school?
No, actually. My senior year, I did not play high school ball at all. I played club all year round because I was behind. So I was like, I need to catch up before I get to KSU, which helped me now. But, yeah, I decided not to play my senior year. And I think it was a good decision. I was able to focus on school a lot more. And then after school, I would go straight to practice. So kind of the same, but very different, I'll say.
What do you like most about Kennesaw State? What have you done non-volleyball that you like most?
I think my favorite thing I know it's not supposed to be volleyball related, but like our team bonding, every time we do something, it's something I've never done before. Like I've never been to a lake before I got here.
Yeah, you tell me you were paddleboarding this weekend?
Yeah, we paddleboarded. I can't swim very well, so I'm not a big water girl. So just like every time we do something together as a team, it's something I've never done before, and I think it keeps me on my toes every time.
You're okay with stepping outside of your little comfort zone, it sounds like.
Yeah, Coach definitely tells me I don't really have a choice, though. So
Yeah, because I remember him telling us that they takes them on camping trips.
Correct.
Is that
oh,
right?
yeah, and ours got canceled this year. Yay! But
So you didn't want to go camping?
No. I am a shower girl. I have to shower, and we were gonna leave Sand and go straight to the wherever he was gonna take us, about an hour away. And I was like, Coach, you know I gotta shower. Like I can't go anywhere without showering or my hair being done. Like I would be so upset.
So you're not going to go dip in the lake and swim and wash your hair that way?
No. We need some shampoo, some conditioner.
Swimming in Lake Allatoona is not.
So you're more of a
bath time.
glamper than a camper.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say so. I have to keep my hair done, and yeah, that's how I like it. That's-
Nothing wrong with the glamping.
No, I'm much more of a glamper than I am a camper, but I have camped. Yeah.
I'm a got a shower guy too. I do not do well, Oh, it'll only be a day and a half. Yeah, I can't do. I start every day with a shower, and
Yep,
yeah,
me too.
can't imagine.
So when the season's here, what is your pre-match meal?
And how long before the match do you eat?
So we have pregame meal. Okay, I'm just say for home games, we have a pregame meal every week, and it's pretty much the same. I can't remember the name of the place, but we have like chicken, salmon, mashed potatoes, corn, green beans, and a salad.
It's a local restaurant here.
Yeah,
Maynard, do you know where they go for their pre-meal?
I do not know the name. I don't know how because we eat it every single time, the same meal. But maybe like 2 hours before the game.
2 hours. So that seems pretty close to the game.
Yeah, and I'm not a big eater before the game at all, so that has been an adjustment for me. I usually give me a fruit cup and a granola bar, and I'm ready to go.
Right.
Yeah.
And in college, you played the best out of 3?
Out of 5.
It is out of 5. And you're playing to what score? 21?
25.
25. So how long does the average match last? If you go five games,
2
5
hours.
sets. So you do need to eat something.
Yeah. Well, I'm working on that one.
That's good.
It's okay.
Does
It's a
he-
big adjustment from club.
Does the team have like a dietitian that works with them, or?
No, but we do have amazing assistant coaches that provide us with a lot of snacks. So we always have something to eat, whether it's before the game, after the game, or on the bench. We can find food anywhere.
That's like when we used to be soccer dads, and we were required to bring the snacks for the team.
Yeah, That's exactly what it is. They go to the store, they ask us what we would like, and then they bring it because they are the best people in the world, honestly.
Now, Coach Keith's wife is an assistant. Roxanne, is that her name?
Bree.
Bree, yeah. Bree, I don't know why I came up with Roxanne. So, yeah, but I've met her before, but that's pretty cool. Is she that involved?
Yeah. So in season, she has a little bit more time, but every home game, she's there, and she's texting us if we're away. She's texting us the whole time, and she's amazing. She was also a setter, and so is Keith. So like, me and Lou, we hear it from them too all the time. But yeah, she comes.
Position they know the best,
Oh
right?
yeah. So they're on us, and I'm thankful for it.
So you're a freshman, but you've already played one season.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess I'm a sophomore technically.
Yeah, from a eligibility standpoint, I guess you're a sophomore. Yeah, that's
Now,
awesome.
What I remember from when Coach Schunsel was on, his wife was actually in charge of the camping trip, I do believe.
Oh, Coach Bree, why you gotta do this to me? I'm gonna have to tell her about that one. We can't be going camping. We need to change the tradition around here.
Hey, but just think about it. You came to Kennesaw. You became an all-star, all-conference setter by the time you leave. You also learned how to swim and do all sorts of
Paddleboard.
Yeah. Out of that comfort zone. All of us need to be out of our comfort zone more often.
Yeah, I have them to thank for that. I don't think I would be going camping on my own any time outside of being here.
So, big question we'd love to ask everybody: who is the most famous person in your phone?
Oh. Who is the most famous person?
I don't know.
on my
Somebody's going to be
phone?
really happy when they watch this video, so just remember
Who
that.
would I know? I'm gonna have to go with this one sitting over here.
The mayor of
You
Altown.
gotta be kidding me.
That's who I'm gonna go with. I'm really trying to think here. Now I've met a couple, but I don't have their numbers. Maybe
Right.
I need to ask next time when I see them. Then they gonna really be thinking something wrong with me.
She asked for your number? Yeah. I don't know.
So we can now add Carrick to our list of.
I thought Carrick was already on our list because, he's probably still behind.
Yeah, he probably is mine too.
Oh, well, yeah. He's in the Hall of Fame, so he has to be on the list.
What's that?
He's in the Hall of Fame.
He's on the Hall of Fame for
Oh,
KSU
absolutely.
Sports. Yeah.
So you gotta add him to the list of celebrities now.
Oh no, he's there.
He's on the list.
He's just now received more than one vote, so you just
okay.
moved him up the ladder a little bit.
Well, typically we just say, but you can't name Carrick Martin because everybody would name Carrick Martin. So we
He's like a bobblehead
we didn't
over
preclude
there.
that.
So happy.
So now he's very happy. You've made Carrick's night. So that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
So are you excited about the move up to Conference USA and what that's going to entail for the volleyball team?
Oh, I'm so excited to just play with different teams and the schools that's going to be in there, like New Mexico State. I would love to go to New Mexico.
Very cool.
I'm not a traveler either. So actually, I've only been on one flight in my entire life, and it was when I got here. So I think it'll be fun.
So you traveled somewhere to play in an away match?
Yeah, we went to Virginia.
Liberty? Something?
Liberty, yeah.
Did you like that? Did you like flying?
I haven't decided yet. There was a lot of turbulence when we got on that one.
That's
Each flight's a
never a
little
good
different.
first flight.
And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, not much sleep there. It's all right,
Hey,
though.
New Mexico is one of the few states I haven't been to, so I'm already jealous. And
That's one of my 14 states I haven't been to either.
It's a big, beautiful state out there. I know you're going to have a blast.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
let's get another commercial out of the way. Are we only just on number 2 now?
No, this is number 3.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay, good. Do you need a delivery right now? As in, go now, please. Bearcat Express has expedited shipping on hand-carried items, car, van, or pickup. Whether it's from Atlanta to Athens, Dothan to Augusta, Memphis to Charlotte, or any place in between, we've got the drivers to get your stuff where it needs to be. Whether your passport's still on the dresser, your 5-wood isn't in your bag, or you have a dog that hates to fly, Bearcat Express with their live tracking capabilities is the team to turn to. We are the go-to courier in the Southeast. Check us out at bearcatexpress.com.
And thank you, Blair Cook, for sponsoring us, as always, on the Owl Show and Three Guys Who Love Sports. So where are your away matches this upcoming year? Do you know yet?
Well, I know we're going to Montana for our first preseason game.
Oh,
We're
that'd be
playing
fun.
Montana State, and I'm gonna just pretend like I'm not terrified to fly. What, 19 hours, something like that, something crazy.
Oh no, it's not 19 hours.
Oh, that's the
People-
drive.
You can
Yeah,
get
yeah,
Australia in
yeah,
19
sorry.
hours.
Correct,
yeah.
correct.
Well, let's just divide that by 2 then, and say about 8 hours maybe.
No,
No,
it's
it's not
about
that far.
4 hours.
It's about
tops.
4 hours. Yeah.
To Montana?
Yeah,
That's not
and
bad.
you know what that means? You get to watch 2 movies, and you're like, dang, I didn't even finish the second movie.
I think I'm gonna be looking out the window the whole time.
It's so
And
so
you're
impressive.
traveling about 600 miles an hour.
Oh my
That's pretty good,
gosh,
isn't it?
No, I'm terrified. But
Those first flights that you ever do out west are great because you're flying in Iowa and Nebraska. The ground is so far away, and then all of a sudden you look out the window and the ground got a lot closer. It's like, oh, the Rockies. Did we drop or did they come up? So it's a beautiful thing, and you're going to become obviously a frequent flyer.
So,
yeah.
so that's pretty cool because you never flew before you got to college,
No,
right?
I didn't.
So have you seen snow? I mean, I'm not sure you get a little bit in Birmingham, but I mean
Oh,
real
no,
snow.
not really any of Birmingham since I was a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but my dad is from Philly. My mom's from Chicago, so
Oh, so you've
I've
been
been
up there
there.
enough.
Yeah, Philly.
And
But you drove?
Yeah, we drove.
Oh, okay.
Now that's an 18-hour drive.
yeah, that's a
That's
long
not
one.
one that I miss. I can tell you.
Chicago's a long drive.
What
Yeah.
what day does what time does the schedule start for you guys?
Well, our preseason is, I think they explained it as like 14 days before September. So somewhere
Okay,
at the
so
end
mid-August.
mid-August.
End of
something like
August.
And then the season ends around.
that. If we make it out of ASUN, it'll end hopefully in December. If we make it far in championship, which I'm gonna bet we will.
I think so too.
So
Why not?
unlike the football, they didn't pull your schedule from you. You're still playing the ASUN schedule.
Yeah, we were
This
playing
last
ASUN
year?
Last
Yeah.
year, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. What are you majoring in?
Marketing with a minor in sports advertisement.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really, I like talking, so I think this is perfect for me. Sales.
So that's why you want to be on the show so you can talk? Well, me and Robert will just go get something to eat and we'll let you sit here and talk.
I'll have a whole conversation with the audience here.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's what I majored in, marketing.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
That's, to me, it was most fun. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
what do you see yourself doing in 5 years?
Ooh, well, I'll be graduated from here for sure, and I want to go play overseas for a few years.
I was
before.
going to say you're going to follow in your coach's wife's.
yeah.
Going to Paris to play.
Oh yeah, that was one of the first things I told him was that I want to go play overseas, and if he can help me make that happen, then
Now, you know you can't swim there. You're going to have to fly. So
That's
you're
okay.
going
I
to
wouldn't
have to
even-
get back on a plane.
By then she might swim there.
you know
Yeah, by
what?
then.
Yeah, my teammates are giving me a swim lesson very soon, so I might be the best swimmer out.
Oh, there's a
Come 5
good
years
there's
from now.
a there's a
Good
decent
chance.
chance.
of that, yeah. Yeah, good athletes can swim.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, who was the girl on your team that is from Hillgrove High School? You know?
Hillgrove, is that where is that?
It's here in Powder Springs. Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I have no idea. Oh, maybe Jasmine Brown. She is from Powder Springs.
Yep, that's got to be her.
Jasmine, yeah, she
Yeah.
just graduated recently.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh, my nephew was her math teacher
Really?
at Hillgrove. Yeah. Yeah,
Aw,
that's
small
cool.
Yep,
world.
that was Jasmine.
Oh,
Yep, that's cool. So, what do you want to do in marketing?
I would love to work for a professional team. Leaning towards like somewhere in the NFL because I really love football.
Do you?
Yeah, besides volleyball, football is my favorite sport to watch. Obviously, I can't play it, but if I could, though, I definitely would. So
That's
Yep.
very interesting because you do
That
not
is.
run into many people from the state of Alabama who love professional football.
Because there are no teams.
There
unless
are
you
no
call
teams.
the
Yeah.
You know, every-
USFL or XFL.
yo, my dad, I'm an Eagles, Phillies, Sixers fan all day long.
Oh, yeah?
My
well,
dad.
you picked the
since
NBA
birth-
champion with that.
Since birth, I have been wearing an Eagles hat, so I have grew up watching it, and I share his passion in football. So yeah, love that.
It's always interesting because it's one of the few things that people get from their dads. Everybody wants to get their mom a great gift for Mother's Day. Everybody does, but whoever dad's teams are, I'm gonna wear those hats my entire life. So
Well, it's not like I really have much else. The closest thing would be
Atlanta.
And the Falcons aren't that good. So.
not if
now.
you're comparing them to the
Not if you're
Eagles.
comparing to
Maybe
Yeah.
when Deion Sanders was there, but not
That's
not
going way
anymore.
back.
That's okay though.
You saw Dion up here. He's probably thanking you for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
We love Dion. He's great.
But you don't have him in your phone.
I need to. Maybe I need to go to Colorado. That's where he at now. Actually, I know a couple football players that's playing there that went to my high school or like in my city. So maybe I'll text them and see if I can
Or
get something.
on your way
Carrick
to Montana.
just got booted.
Hey, on your way to Montana, you can just throw a note out the window, and it can be to Dion, and then he can just get back to you.
That'd be a
so
heck
true.
of a throw.
If anybody can set it and put it in place, I think it's her.
Yeah, that's true.
I played a few. I played softball too.
I was gonna say, what else did you play in high school?
I didn't. Okay, I played softball from like 3rd grade to 8th grade. I almost was gonna play softball over volleyball in high school, then I quit, and then I played basketball for like 2 years. That sport there, I cannot.
What, basketball?
I do not like playing basketball. Yeah, but I love softball so much.
What position did you play in softball?
For like 4 years, I was a shortstop.
Yeah.
Lefty shortstop at that, which is.
Oh, you're a lefty.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And
You don't
then-
see too many left-handed shortstops.
No.
I don't think you see any.
No,
You
that's
know, and I was like, why y'all? Then they made me move to catcher, and I was like, okay. But
that's
I was,
another position you don't see a lot of lefties.
I don't know. I told them I didn't want to play outfield, and I guess I was good enough to convince them to put me infield. So, yeah, but maybe I'll make that catch. I mean,
So-
that throw out there.
You know, whenever somebody's telling you to do something, and I'm imitating this as if I'm a setter, and obviously I'm not. You know, my right hand, because I'm right hand dominant, is closer to my body, and I think that's what. So, are you the exact opposite? Is there a difference when coach tells you something? Do you sometimes have to turn it around because you are a lefty? The way you'll stand a little differently, or something?
Not particularly in setting because we always have our right foot in front when we're setting. So it's
Whether
like,
you're left-handed or right-handed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I learned that early that everything doesn't change just because you're left-handed. But in everything else, yes. Like when I serve, I stand different. I toss different. When I attack, I stand different. I approach differently. And yeah. But setting is the most neutral. But I have a little advantage if I want to like dump the ball over onto or attack onto because I'm left-handed. I just turn. Versus a righty, they have to turn their entire body just to hit the ball.
I got you.
So that's the biggest thing. Like lefty setters are pretty special.
I mean,
Of course
not
they are.
saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you know, I gotta.
Well,
stone
but
me a
but
little bit.
no, it does make sense because what you're talking about is a dump basically on the second point where the whole world's waiting. Are you setting it to this side or next side?
And
you're
just
like,
drop
no,
it
it's-
over the
it's
net.
Going,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
going right here down the middle.
That has to be one of my favorite things to do.
You got a fan
Oh,
out there.
I
There's a
bet.
kid out there with an owl shirt on running around.
Aw.
Here he
I
comes.
love owls.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe he was at the baseball game.
maybe he was.
Which I
They were
think
playing my other alma mater tonight.
Southern.
Georgia Southern. Yeah.
Ooh, they were getting whooped in the first inning by 10.
So KSU was up 10-0.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
I-
I went to Kennesaw Junior College too. Carrick and I went together. So
Ooh, cool. I bet y'all were good jokers.
we didn't know each other then. We met each other about
Aw.
8 years ago in networking.
Oh, they were still jokers. They
But
just
we're
didn't
still
know each
joking.
other.
There's no doubt about that. That's funny. Well, when it comes time for you to find a job in marketing, if you need some help, let me know. I know a few people. So.
Yes.
I used to go out and run sampling programs at big events and hand out free
Yeah.
samples.
Yeah,
Remember when Sierra Mist?
Oh.
I handed out the first sample ever of Sierra Mist
Okay.
at a basketball game in Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
So I got to travel a lot then. So.
Courtney's thinking right now, Sierra Mist has been out my entire life. What do you mean you had the first one ever?
It has. That had me thinking there.
I was trying to think. It was around 2000, around 2000, 2001. Yeah.
She was not around in 2000
I wasn't,
or
I wasn't
2001.
there. I wasn't there yet, but just 3
She was
years
close.
after.
She was
2004 you were born?
Yep.
Wow. Golly.
It's one thing about interviewing college kids. They're really young.
Yes, they are.
really
I just didn't get that. And she's done a lot, but she's going to do a lot more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We can't wait to see her do some of it.
Yep. We actually want to come watch a couple of matches. So you know Garrett Brackett?
Yes. I
So-
love Garrett.
Yeah, so he's usually here. I guess him and the boys are at the baseball game, though.
I think they're all across there.
Maybe. He might have went with Coach to do a little recruiting. They're always working.
Oh, really? He takes the fans with him?
I wish. Maybe just Garrett. Maybe not the fans.
Yeah,
but
Garrett's a good guy.
Garrett gets into a lot of things.
Yeah, he does. Now, do you know Will Renfro too, Will?
I don't know, Will.
Okay. Yeah, he's a big fan, big football fan, and but he and I went together to see the basketball team up in Greensboro.
We almost drove as a team. We almost did. Then we saw the price of the tickets, and then we watched from home.
Yeah. Do you during the off season? Do you practice every day now?
We practice 3 times a day, maybe 4 if coach is feeling extra, and then
3 times a day, even off
Oh,
season?
sorry, 3 times a week.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
okay.
that would be insane. And we lift 3 times a week. Yeah.
And that's where I was getting ready to go. You know, everybody's always interested in asking male athletes, oh, you know, you're working out all the time. What is the workout for women's volleyball? I mean, you guys are in the gym. You're doing squats. I'm guessing is probably one of the number one things.
We do a lot of speed work,
Speed work?
especially like we do a lot of strength-based stuff in the spring, a lot of speed in the fall, because we don't want to tire our bodies out. But yeah, we've been doing a lot of maxing out this spring, which has been really fun because I wasn't a big lifter in the club because we didn't have the resources as much.
Sure.
So learning how to bench for the first time, hang cleans, which I was a little familiar with, front squats, like all of that. It's been so fun.
This is like the best summer camps you've ever.
I know,
anybody could ever go
it's
to.
very
What did
cool.
you do? I went to summer camp. I learned how to swim and I paddleboarded and I started working out. And I started flying in planes everywhere and, you know, all while getting a degree and kicking butt on the court. That's pretty awesome.
And you will go camping. I have a feeling you will
we're
go
going.
camping.
He moved it to preseason, so now we have to run to Kennesaw Mountain and camp. So that would be very fun. I will be very upset by the end of the day.
No.
I will be ready to take a shower.
It will not be as bad as you think it is.
We can't wait to have you back on to learn more about how awesome of an experience it was for you.
It should be fun.
It will be fun.
We're trying to convince him to let us stay in the cabin. He wants us to get tents. I'm like, Coach, you're going to have my back messed up by the time I get back. Come on.
He's like, Courtney, you're 19 years old. Get over it.
Courtney wants a rollaway bed with her in the tent. Yeah, that'll work.
Queen size, because, you know, I like to roll over a little bit. I wanted something
Yeah, I don't want
small.
no king, but I do want to be a queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a
Well,
twin.
Courtney, we can't tell you how much we enjoyed having you be on the show.
Thank you for
Nope.
having me. I had so much fun.
Yeah, you bet. And you will promise to come back?
Yes. I'm 2 minutes away. I
Are you?
gotta come back.
Well, you come back every Wednesday and see us. We'll
Oh.
slide you in for a minute or two.
I'll come back. I'll come back and watch some other people.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
How about a big hand, everybody, for her? She was a lot of fun, wasn't she?
She is. You know, nothing like I said, though, it's almost like a summer camp for her. She's basically just doing all sorts of things she's never done before and excelling at all of them, I'm quite certain.
And you made a great point. It cracks me up that, hey, Larry, did you get a picture of us while we were on there?
You did?
Okay, good. It was a great analogy about camp because I remember when I went away to college, you know, yes, I studied some, but I learned how to cook and I learned how to do laundry and I learned how to do all that
sorts
stuff.
of things.
That's a great thing about being away from home for the first time. We should have talked more about that. We'll get into it next time.
Well, she's got that, you know, the second. She's the best thing that ever came out of Alabama.
Yeehaw!
Second best thing was 20.
20. It goes into Alabama and comes out.
Correct.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, we had a great show today, didn't we?
Absolutely, sir.
All right. So, guys, I hope everybody has a great week. One more big hooty hoo. And we'll see everybody next Wednesday on The Owl Show. Good night.
Have a good night.